We are back. The other day, we had the announcement of Regulation H, a regulation where you are not able to use any legendary or paradox Pokemon. Now, with Regulation H being a thing, we also discussed the various Pokemon that you could possibly see popping off in the format or having some kind of niche. Last night, my good friend Gabe ran the first Regulation H tournament of the season, or there was probably another one, but this was the biggest one so far, called the Beanie Brawl. You should check it out, happens every week. But it was Regulation H rules, so we have some results from this tournament, and we can see just what sort of Pokemon are initially getting used in the format. And yeah, we'll just talk about this today. If you guys enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications, and let's get into the video. Also, leave a comment. All right. So, Regulation H. What a format, huh? With legendaries and paradox being banned, the overall speed tier of the format is pretty... It's lower than usual. I mean, this channel is partnered with GamerSupps. If you want to support my work and get great tasting drinks, you can order GamerSupps through my link in the description down below, or with code Moxie boosted at checkout for 10% off. GamerSupps is a caffeinated product that I recommend only to my 18+ viewers, but my link will send you to their caffeine-free product section just in case. Every product purchased through my link supports my channel financially, so I'd really appreciate the support. Now back to the video. Like the Pokemon that were pushing the speed tier higher were like Fluttermane at what 135 base speed. Now we have Pokemon, also Chien-Pao, same base speed. We had like Iron Bundle and stuff. Now like the fastest Pokemon that you can expect to see is probably like Dragapult at 142, which is higher, but it's not going to be nearly as common as Fluttermane. So I think that like the upper echelon of speed sort of begins with like Talonflame. Talonflame's probably going to have some usage at like 126 speed. And like it's a decent Tailwind user, but yeah. Let's talk about, actually, what is the fastest Pokemon that we see? Talonflame's right here at third. Dragapult. And Meowscarada. Yeah, like those are the big three. Those are the three fastest mons. And because like the speed tier is so much lower, it actually makes it so mid-speed Pokemon that you wouldn't see before are actually getting some usage, and that's actually like pretty exciting. All right, so let's talk about the teams that we see. The team was won by Rain. This is piloted by Taylor Nicholas. We see Safety Goggles, Terra Ghost, Incineroar, Fake Out, Knockoff, Parting Shot, Taunt, Rocky Helmet, Amoonguss, Palm Puff, Spore, standard stuff, standard Focus Sash, Pelipper. We have a pretty standard Archludon. Leftover is Golden Go. Usually you see Specs, but Nasty Plot on Rain makes a lot of sense, especially with Amoonguss next to it. And Miracle Seed, Rillaboom. This is a fairly standard Rain team. I think we can expect this to sort of be the norm. You might even see Golden Go get swapped out for like Palafin on this sort of team. And Palafin did have a lot of results here. Second place was also Rain. This is a version of Rain that uses Basculegion, Archaludon, Whimsicott, Incineroar, Pelipper, Amoonguss, Basculegion. Yeah, Choice Band Basculegion's pretty good with Swift Swim. I think that Scarf adaptability might be a little bit better, but third place, we have Mouse Ape. Now, Mouse Ape is an archetype that I am not excited to have to play against again. Oh, I hate Mouse Ape. Okay, let me explain how Mouse Ape works for anyone who didn't play early Scarlet Violet. Annihilate has the ability to Defiant, and it has Rage Fist, Drain Punch, Bulk Up, Protect. Mousehold has Focus Sash, Friend Guard. It has Beat Up, Follow Me, Protect, Super Fang. Sometimes they're in Taunt. I think Taunt is a lot better over probably Super Fang. I like Taunt. But basically, what Mousehold does is it has Friend Guard to decrease the damage going into Annihilate. It also has Follow Me to redirect the damage into itself. But first and foremost, Terra Ghost. Usually you see Safety Goggles on the Mousehold, actually. But Mousehold, Terra Ghost can't be faked out. It's able to go for Beat Up into the Annihilate, where Annihilate uses Rage Fist. Keep in mind, Rage Fist is a very broken move. It gets plus 50 power every time the user gets hit. Max of 6 hits, meaning it caps out at 350 base power. If Mousehold hits 4 times, this move is 250 base power. And if you get hit again that turn, you're already at 300. So yeah, basically Annihilate has a nuke of a move, and it's very hard to stop it with certain setups. You know, Fake Out doesn't work. Your best bet is outspeed and KO it. This is a lot more manageable when Fluttermane was a thing. However, Fluttermane is not a thing anymore, so Mouse Ape gets a lot more reliable. Also bear in mind that with the speed tiers being so much lower, there are very few things that outspeed Mousehold. Primarina, Assault Vest, Boom, Golden Go, Talonflame. You see, like, the first tournament's going to be a lot of the same stuff winning, or a lot of, like, what you expect to see winning. Because, like, obviously these teams weren't around in Reg F or Reg A, so this is, like, completely brand new. But I can tell you that these are, like, very familiar archetypes that I basically expected to see. I see a Flamigo, though. I'm really wondering what the Flamigo's doing. Okay, I know what it's doing. Flamigo is a Golden Go answer. Scrappy makes it immune to Intimidate. Brave Bird, Close Combat, Upper Hand, Wide Guard. Scrappy also makes it so it can hit Ghost types with fighting moves. So, yeah, this is a Flamigo answer. Beyond that, it's just Rain. This tournament was absolutely dominated by Rain. Because, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Rain teams in top 8. That's pretty insane. Okay, ignoring the Rain teams from now on because I think we get the point. Oh, one more Rain team. We'll talk about Porygon 2. Porygon 2 is really interesting in this format. This format's so 2017 coded because there aren't a lot of fighting types, and Porygon 2 is here. that makes any format 2017 coded in my opinion. But yeah, so Porygon 2 is really annoying in this format because it is an Eviolite Pokemon with the ability Download. Because the power level is so much lower, it's a lot harder to one-shot Porygon 2 or two-shot it. Especially since it has like Recover and those super high defenses. It's very frustrating. It's very bulky. It has the ability to go on the offensive with Download because it boosts its special attack. Terra Blast and Ice Beam's great offensive options. And then Trick Room just to like support the rest of the team. So I think if you're running Porygon 2 right now in like early tournaments, you're going to have like a really good time. Archetypes also having a great time in this format right now. Lack of fighting types, like I said. No Urshifu makes that so much easier for it. But other archetypes in this format, we see Dondozo. One Dondozo in top 8 is pretty interesting. And this is basically what we thought Dondozo would be for the format. So the way Dondozo works is... Oh, Unaware Chestoberry with Rest is kind of crazy. The way that Dondozo works is it's a hyper offense archetype. What you do is you use your super fast, strong Pokemon to get rid of the Dondozo answer. Now, in this format, it can be anything from Haze Palafin to... Meowscarada with Flower Trick to, I don't know, some crit Pokemon. Or even just like a Clear Smog user like Amoonguss. So like that's the way you deal with Dondozo in this format. But if you're able to remove that Pokemon before Dondozo hits the field, Dondozo effectively becomes a win condition. So I was wondering how Dondozo would play. I knew that Whimsicott and Glimmora would be on the team, like Whimsicott, Glimmora, Tatsugiri, Dondozo. Those are the 4 I was certain about. Golden Go was kind of a given. The Head Smash Choice Band Arcanine was not something I called. That last slot is kind of hard to decide. It definitely has to be a physical attacker. But where it was usually like, you know, an Urshifu or like a Chien-Pao, something that hit like super hard and it was super fast, we lost our fast physical attackers. So now I guess Choice Band Arcanine sort of makes sense. It gives you an Intimidate user. It's a fire type. It's also a rock type, meaning it can deal with Incineroar quite well. Yeah. So yeah, this makes sense. Life Orb, Make It Rain. I think on this set, I would have expected Choice Specs Golden Go. Like, I think that you could sort of move things around. Like, Focus Session Whimsicott makes sense. Power Up on Glimmora makes sense. Leftovers Dondozo is probably overall a little bit better than Rest. It allows you to run Protect, since Protect's very good here. And yeah, no Protect on Dondozo is really interesting, considering this is Toxic Debris Glimmora. Like, sort of, the playstyle of Dondozo in this format is going to be waiting for things to get in range of Earthquake. So, I think that Leftovers Protect probably made a little bit more sense there, but, you know, they top 8'd, not me. Choice Specs on Golden Go is, like, what I called for this sort of archetype. So, I think, but also Life Orb Make It Rain is quite good. Usually, like, what you see with Dondozo archetypes is, like, you just want to hit things as hard as you can and then wait for the answer to Dondozo to be gone, and then you just sweep. This is an interesting one. Hisui and Zoroark got top 8. Focus Sash Illusion, Terra Stellar, Hyper Voice Shadow Ball, Terra Blast. Terra Stellar, Terra Blast is really weird. I guess you just hit everything for super effective. Terra Stellar, Choice Band, Protean, Meowscarada is pretty cool. Talonflame, Primarina, Gallade, Quick Guard. Yeah. Interesting. It's just like Tailwind, Blursa stuff. No Farigiraf is kind of crazy. Actually, no Farigiraf in top 8 is not something I called. I thought Farigiraf would be a lot better. Trying to see where the first Farigiraf is. Oh, it's right here at 20th place. How many Farigiraf even entered? 1, 2, 3, 4. Were there only like 4 Farigiraf? Oh, 5. That's a Miraidon. This is definitely a team sheet error. Or maybe, dude, someone tried to enter. Someone tried to enter with a Reg G team. Actually, a lot of people tried to enter with a Reg G team. Did they not read? 1, 2. Oh no, just 2. Okay, I said a lot. That's a Doug Trio. That's a Doug Trio Parish Trap team. Hello, buddy. What are you doing? Okay, he's having a good time. He's having a good time. Is that a Haunter? Or Haunter? Is that a Haunter? Eviolite Haunter. Okay. Buddy's having the time of his life. Okay. So Rain is obviously quite good. Dondozo is quite good. I'm trying to find like a balance sort of team. I guess this would be balance. This is like the new Pala balance is Kaguya's team. Incineroar, Palafin, Amoonguss, Golden Go, Mimikyu, Ursaluna. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like, Fire, Water, Grass is going to be your Incineroar, Palafin, Amoonguss. You have a Trick Room mode with Mimikyu, Ursaluna. It's very hard to stop Mimikyu's Trick Room when Mimikyu itself has Taunt and a Mental Herb and Disguise. Regular Ursaluna is going to be very good in this format, just by nature of, you know, losing some of our best Ghost types. Or losing our single best Ghost type. And, yeah, I mean, like, this is just very, very, very much what I expected. Trying to think, is there anything? There's nothing super interesting in top 8. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, this can be the format where you can be creative. Yeah, you know, to an extent. Okay, Baxcalibur Hail has to be interesting, especially since there's a Snorlax here. Alolan Ninetales with Light Clay, Snow Warning, Clear Amulet, Baxcalibur, Thermal Exchange, Glay Rush, Icicle Crash, Swords Dance, Protect. This is going to be a little bit of a hot take. I think that there aren't a lot of Will-O-Wisp users in this format, or at least not a lot of popular ones. It could be worth it to drop Thermal Exchange for Ice Body and run sort of what, I think Regav ran that, right? I think Regav ran that at like the first regulation F tournament. Alolan Ninetales, Thermal Exchange, not Thermal Exchange, Ice Body, Baxcalibur. Because you get like recovery on it, you're also very difficult to KO. Golden Goal on that's obviously quite good. And then you see like a soft Trick Room mode. We have Safety Goggles, Incineroar, Terra Fairy, Flare Blitz, Taunt, Parting Shot, Protect. Figgy Berry, Snorlax, Body Slam, High Horsepower, Recycle, Belly Drum. I was not aware Snorlax got Recycle back this generation. Did it? Oh, it did. That's pretty cool. That's just 30% recovery on demand. I don't know if you really want Recycle when you have a Sinistcha next to it. I guess if it's Calm Mind Sinistcha, that's pretty reliable. Or like if it's Calm Mind Sinistcha, you probably want Recycle for the recovery because like Sinistcha is not going to be switching on a lot. But yeah, Citrus Berry, Hospitality, Terra Water, Machi Gacha, Calm Mind, String Step, Trick Room. Sinistcha is definitely going to be really interesting this format, especially next to Pokemon like Snorlax, because Snorlax, you know, wants the recovery after its Belly Drum. But Sinistcha is able to provide that with like Hospitality. It's also a fake out immune Trick Room setter with a move that has a 30% chance to burn and heals itself. Sinistcha's in a really good spot here. I'm not sure how great it's going to be, but I think it's going to be like a pretty decent option in most cases. We do see more rain in the higher placements of the tournament. Something that I didn't expect that I think is actually a really cool thing that we should point out is Hisuian Braviary. Hisuian Braviary, probably not going to be the biggest pick, but it's a new Trick Room Pokemon that could be quite good in certain archetypes. Probably on hard Trick Room because of how slow it is, but Life Orb Terra Psychic Expanding Force is actually really scary. If you don't know how this works, Hisuian Braviary's Expanding Force is single target even if Psychic Terrain is active because it's a flying type. It's not touching the ground. If it goes for Terra Psychic, not only does it get that extra boost in power, but it loses its flying typing, making it touch the ground, giving it the spread boosted power Expanding Force, and its ability Tinted Lens is kind of ridiculous. So, Hisuian Braviary has Tinted Lens. Tinted Lens does one thing very simply. Attacks that are not super effective on a target deal double damage. Effectively, if something is ×4 resisted, it's regular resisted, and if something's regular resisted, it's not. If you're running Life Orb Expanding Force Terra Psychic, you're shredding things. You don't have boosted damage on like most Pokemon, but if something that wants to resist Psychic, like a Psychic type switches in, or what else resists Psychic, or a Steel type switches in, they're not resisting it. Golden Go's probably getting one shot. As a matter of fact, we should probably run that calc. I'm really curious. This Braviary special attack set isn't that great. Tinted Lens, Golden Go, Nasty Plot leftovers. Yeah, this is like a bulky Golden Go. We can see that Expanding Force does 48 to 56 with just Life Orb 252 and Tinted Lens. But if Psychic Terrain is active, you can see it doesn't get boosted because it's not touching the ground. But if you Terrasilize, this number's about to jump really quick. Bam. Why did that not jump nearly as much as I thought it would? Psychic, touching the ground. Is it not accounting? Do I have to take away the flying type? Is it not accounting for it? Oh, it's because this is Terra Fairy. Okay, that makes sense. Psychic. Bam. Yeah, 93 to 110. That's kind of insane damage for a Pokemon that should be resisting it and is invested in defenses. What other Pokemon resist this? I'm trying to think. Archetypes is a pretty interesting one, especially AV Archetypes. Here, AV Archetypes. Expanding Force. Crystal, Psychic Terrain. 74 to 88. Yeah, like even an AV Pokemon with max HP. That's not taking it very well. That's really cool. I think that's really interesting tech. And obviously we have like Torkoal and like, you know, Clear Amulet, Glade, the usual suspects for Trick Room. We do see more Palabalance stuff. This one has an Arcanine over an Incineroar. But this first tournament, it sort of establishes a couple of things. Rain is very good early on. I don't think it's going to stay that good. I think that like Palafin Rain is probably going to be decent. But I can tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to predict this outright. I'm going to make myself a little prediction here. At first, Palafin Rain is going to dominate the metagame. We have Palafin, Archaladon, Pelipper, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Amoonguss, like that sort of thing. Wow, very good, so strong. And then what's going to happen is people will go, I don't like facing Rain, and they're going to build to beat Rain in various ways. One of the better ways to beat Rain is to have Rain Resists. Who is a Rain Resist and also an Intimidator? It is our friend Gyarados. Oh, I just got a new Twitch follower. Thank you, sound effect. It is our friend Gyarados. Who else is a very good Rain Resist? It is our friend Amoonguss. And you know who is just generally useful? Our friend Incineroar. So you can see we have Incineroar, Amoonguss, Gyarados. Let's build a Reg H team really quick. New team, Reg H. Oh, I want to build a Balancy team that can deal with Rain. Gyarados, Incineroar, Amoonguss. This team is good and all, but I would like to go on the offensive sometime. I would like a Tailwind user. Tailwind. So many options. I think I'll just go with Talonflame because it is so reliable. You put the Talonflame on there. I should probably have a Choice Specs Pokemon. Choice Specs Golden Go looks good. Wow, this team's really coming together. What am I missing? Not much. Like, you can get pretty far with this. Let's just throw something really strong on there. I don't know. Baxcalibur? Cool. Yeah. Oh, wait. The team does need a fighting type. There are a few fighting types that you can choose from. I don't know. For now, we'll just say, like... Kamo? Sure. All right. Yeah. I don't know. At some point, we're going to reach balance. Like, at some point, we're going to reach that balance team where it's just like, what are you doing? You're pollen puffing. You're pivoting. We're going to hit this point again. It's probably not going to be for a couple tournaments or even until like Baltimore. But at some point, you're just going to see like teams that look something like this. I'm not sad about it. I like playing this sort of archetype, but there are going to be memes. We eventually hit this with Regulation C as well. But for now, yeah, Hyper Offense is quite good. Blood Moon Ursaluna didn't dominate nearly as much as I thought it would. Oh, wait, you know, it'd be a really good final Pokemon here. Yeah, Porygon 2. Porygon 2, right there. Bam. That's a scary team. I wouldn't want to play this team. This team seems annoying. Anyways, I don't really have much to say. Rain is dominating the early meta. Dondozo only has one placement, and the Dondozo that made it that far, I think there weren't a lot of Dondozos in the tournament to begin with. Yeah, the Dondozo that made it that far, I think could have had a couple of changes made to it to make it a little bit more optimal. And yeah, this is a pretty small tournament. I think that like, and there weren't a lot of like big names in it either. I think that once we have like top players entering these Regulation H tournaments, we can expect to see some more progression in the metagame. The thing is that with the World Championships just around the corner, a lot of top players aren't really interested in playing in these tournaments. I'm not a top player, but because I'm playing in the World Championships, I haven't been playing anything but Regulation G because I can't afford to not focus on it. So yeah, you can imagine the people who are like the best at the game probably aren't playing Reg H either, except for Justin Tang. That man is distracted. Okay, thank you all for watching. If you enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications. These are just my early thoughts. Obviously, like, there's not a lot of data here, especially with Rain being so omnipresent in top 8. But I'll be sure to cover a few tournaments going forward. I think Tommy Tuesday next week might be Regulation H, so I'll check that out. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.